Hi, my name is Yamuna, aka Hinduitive, and this is the July tarot reading for Earth signs. So, you guys immediately got three major arcana cards. You got the Tower, the Magician, and the High Priestess. The Tower is very sudden change. I do also urge you to be cautious this month in July when you're out in public, and this is ruled by Mars. There might be in some of my Earth sign placements lives a really sudden shift that you weren't expecting. This could be in your relationships, with your living situation, with a job. But I will tell you that it does tend to be a sort of sudden, what appears to be a loss, but you also might have already experienced it. You might have gone through this in June and now you're picking up the pieces. You might also just be thinking of this in a collective Earth way. So the Tower is a breakthrough, but it can be a little abrupt and uncomfortable. It's very good for us. And a lot of times it is something that we were secretly hoping for, but it's when we dilly-dally and the universe is, okay, now we have to take care of it, and we have to do it in a way that we didn't really want to do it, but you wouldn't do it the peaceful way, so now we got to do this. So the Tower starting your reading is definitely indicating to me that for Earth sign placements this month is going to be a bit explosive and has the potential to surprise you. So it's a great time to just make sure that you have the necessary things in place. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I just mean if there was something that was going to leak in your house or that you haven't addressed, or you've been needing to transfer that lump of money to this savings account, just do that. The Tower, when it comes up first thing in a reading, is, oh, you've either just experienced a pretty significant upset, or there's potential for a wrench to be thrown in your plan. And also, this month we have a lot of planets stationing retrograde. And I think this is just encouraging my Earth sign placements to be really ahead of the curve this month. If you're a parent, you might want to go ahead and get everything together for the kids. If you guys are going on a vacation in 3 weeks, it might be good to just make sure all the paperwork and stuff is in order now. And also, I want to caution you against accidentally leaving the stove on or that kind of thing. Just be prepared, as you should be, for emergencies. But that is on the practical side of this. On the other side of this, I think that this could be a big explosion of creativity in somebody's life because it's paired with the Magician, and the Magician is a Mercury card and is also major arcana. This is about you being the alchemist. This is about you having all of the energy that you need right now. They're showing me like churning. It's like you've been working for a really long time. You're focusing up on what it is you want to manifest, and you might be upending your own life to pursue this thing that you need. And the Magician to me is giving, like, in order to pursue this thing that I really want, I do have to quit this job, or I do have to walk away from this relationship. And it could be a revelation that comes to you very suddenly. It feels very sudden, but it's something that you've actually been working towards or on for a long time. So the Tower and the Magician together definitely give me that. For somebody watching this, you might have some kind of restructuring, but it might be self-imposed, and you will immediately fall into that place of, oh, what have I done? But the next card, the High Priestess, lets us know that you've done the right thing, because the High Priestess is ruled by the moon, and this is a destiny card. This is you tuning into your deepest inner being, what we call in Hinduism your Atman, your inner soul. And that part of you is who's steering the ship right now. So don't be surprised if this month you're like, I don't even recognize, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I walked away from that. I can't believe I quit that thing. I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I posted that. This is saying, yeah, the deepest part of you was like, okay, it's time, and pressed a button. And it feels sudden to you and your human brain, but the divine part of you knows that this could be like, it's something that is slated for you. It's something that's destined for you. And this crumbling of the structure around you is to make way for the thing that is actually right for you. I've said this earlier at the top of the week. It was yesterday. I pulled the World reversed for the week for the collective. And it does feel like some of that energy. It feels a little bit like you're starting the grieving process of something that you really wanted. But the thing is, it's not that it's not coming to you. It just can't look like what you dreamt of. It's so much bigger than that. It's much more complicated than that. And this Tower and Magician together is saying to me, and it had to happen this way in order for it to be the best possible outcome for you. And it's not your job to worry about the why or the how or the when. It's your job, High Priestess, to just be very in tune with yourself, to trust yourself radically, and to be receptive to the signs that the universe is giving you, aka this reading. So then you have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is somebody that defends themselves and stands up for what is right. It is somebody that's very courageous. This is really striking me as somebody that potentially quits a job or walks away from a relationship because you aren't morally aligned, or because you can no longer stand by and accept being a part of what this company or this relationship represents. The Knight of Swords is somebody that it's like, Knight of Swords energy is, okay, I did it. I sold all my stuff. Now I have to go. There's no other option. Here I am. Like it's the moment of regret right after you do something that you feel relief doing. It's like quitting the job and you're like, oh, thank God. And then the next day you're like, what did I do? I'm so dumb. But you're not. Knight of Swords, all of this together is saying like, this was actually a plan of your own design. You just can't know it because you're thinking with your human brain right now. And this Knight of Swords is really encouraging you to trust your High Priestess gut and feelings, and trust that you're a magician creating the life that is destined for you, and that the Tower, this moment of destruction and uncertainty, is leading you to this last card, which is Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is a lot of self-love, but when it comes at the end of such an intense spread like this, to me, it is following it's finding the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's like you, Tower, you walked away from that thing, or you took in stride the thing that happened to you. Magician, you start focusing on what it is that you really want and what it is that you really want to create, and you just decide that you're going to be brave and believe in yourself. The High Priestess, your innermost being, is leading you to this thing, and even though you're so scared, I do see this as a month of my earth sign placements feeling a little like, what? I do also see like some surprise kind of love affairs coming up for y'all. You might connect with somebody that just like, you might be married and you meet somebody that is kind of making you question things. But just remember again that a lot of what is being created this month is of your own design. And if you're being presented with something that is very tempting and has a potential to tower moment your life, just take it in stride. Be as discerning as you can about it. We have a Saturn-Neptune conjunction right now, so there's a lot of potential for people to make like decisions from a muddled or confused place that Saturn have very long-term consequences. So be bold and pursue the things that you want. But in terms of external circumstances, like outside of this being a personal reading and what I see coming to you, if there is somebody specifically that is like playing with fire with a job or with your relationships, just know that like eventually you are going to get burnt, and it might come back to you being like in 3 years being like, that had to happen in order for this to happen, but it's has the potential to feel a little destructive right now. So don't give in to the impulses that you have this month to stir the pot unnecessarily, because 10 of Cups is you are about to get everything, and this destruction is really necessary for your greater timeline and for the grand scheme of your life. So again, all of these together, the Tower is some sort of really abrupt change happening. Again, we also have Uranus moving into Gemini, so this can be like unexpected things in your Gemini house, and it's moving out of an earth sign placement. So things that have felt a little bit stable for you might feel a little rocky now. Then we have the Magician. You're going to go through something a little transformative this month and potentially a little bit uncomfortable, but the Magician, it's actually a really good sign, because it means that you're managing to dismantle your life as you know it so that you can build towards the life that you are starting to experience and want to continue to experience. So the Magician and the Tower together is saying, yeah, sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes you just got to you got to pull everything out of the closet in order to organize it. Then the High Priestess, trust your feelings, try to tune into the bigger picture as much as you can. You want to be a fully realized version of yourself and be authentic. And in order to do that, the messages need to be really clear. So stay sober if you can this month, or at least manage your intake, because there's a lot of potential for you to go too far or to get too emotional, which is uncharacteristic for a lot of earth sign placements. So it will make you feel very uncomfortable. But I do see this kind of being a month of, oh, I hate this, but I got to do it. Okay. Then you have the Knight of Swords. That's you being courageous in the face of this and speaking out. This could be you speaking out for people that you haven't been speaking out for, or standing up for yourself in a way that you haven't done before, but you will be rewarded for that bravery, and in a big way, because 10 of Cups is, and then you're telling the story to somebody else 3 years from now, and you're like, and here I am. Now you're in my beautiful house and we're watching my beautiful thing, and I feel secure, and I can't even really remember what it was like in July of 2025 to worry about where all this stuff was going to come from. And now it's here. Definitely a bit of a rollicking month for my earth sign placements, but you guys are grounded by nature. Continue to meditate. And if things are a little uncomfortable, just try to remember that ultimately it is serving what you really want. And I know it's hard out there, but above all, let's just do our best. Definitely let me know how this reading resonates with you, and definitely also come back at the end of the month and tell me what came true. Bye.